So let's look at this in a real world example. We'll step into the Revenue Lens application and walk through configuring a bundle, creating a revenue agreement, which has been allocated based on the defined selling prices. So the first step is we define what is in a bundle. In this case, this is a one I've called Fast Start. Maybe it's a fixed fee bundle, which includes a subscription to the software, some hardware that comes along with it, some post-contract support, and implementation services. So these are the 4 performance obligations included within this bundle. Each of the items that are included in the bundle will have a fair value assigned. In this case, the fair value for the subscription is $500. The fair value for the hardware is $1,000, and support and services will also have their estimated selling price defined. At this point, you might have a contract with a customer or an invoice. This again may be a contract or an invoice that includes the bundle. And in this example, I've got that same bundle, the Fast Start bundle, which was sold for $10,000. And the $10,000 would be the total contract value. And then once we have the total contract value, we allocate the $10,000 based on the relative fair value of each component. In this case, the subscription was $500, which is 13% of the overall value. $1,000 estimated selling price for the hardware, $250 for the support, and $2,000 for the services. So each line would get its own relative percent. In this case, 13 for subscription, and all 4 items within the bundle would total the 100%. So the allocated amount for subscription would be $1,300. In this case, we split the subscription into 2 time frames. One is a subscription model over 12 months, and one is a milestone over 12 months. So this would be amortized over 12 months, and so on and so forth. Each item would have a different period in which they are delivered, over time, or immediate, or percent complete. And at that point, you've got once the invoice or the contract is billed, you have collection, the revenue agreement is established, fair value is allocated to each of the performance obligations. This will be an active revenue agreement over as each performance obligation is delivered, and the monthly compute process will then amortize the value to revenue as they are delivered. And this is kind of a quick example of how a company might bundle multiple performance obligations into a single line on a contract. That makes it simple for both the sales team and the customer to focus on the value that's being provided, and then our Revenue Lens system takes care of the details and the complexities of unbundling it, allocating the price, and amortizing the revenue as the value is delivered to the customers.